Hello everyone. Let us continue with our discussion about the relational database design. In this video, we are going to discuss about the various normal forms. Normalization is a bottom-up approach to the relational database design. The process of normalization was first developed by E.F. Code. Normalization of data is a process of decomposing unsatisfactory relation schemas into smaller relation schemas that possess desirable property. So the table with one or more repeating groups can be called as an unnormalized table or a table which is in the unsatisfactory form. So these tables can be decomposed into smaller relation schemas, and this process of decomposition can be called as normalization. And this process is often executed as a series of steps, and each step corresponds to a particular normal form which has its own properties. Okay. So normalization is nothing but the process of decomposition of a relation schema into smaller relation schema. The process of normalization is a formal method that identifies the given relation schemas based on their primary or candidate keys and the functional dependencies among their attributes. This process of normalization is done to decompose the unsatisfactory relation schemas into smaller relation schemas with desirable properties. The desirable properties like the table with minimum redundancy and the table with minimum insertion or deletion or modification anomalies. EF code proposes many normal forms like first normal form, second normal form, third normal form, etc. So the normal form of a relation refers to the highest normal form condition that it meets, and hence it indicates the degree to which it has been normalized. So if a table is in the second normal form, that means that particular table satisfies the requirements of being in the second normal form, and so the table will be having the degree of 2. So the normal form of a relation refers to the highest normal form condition that it satisfies. Okay, a series of normal form tests can be carried out on individual tables so that the relational database can be normalized to any desired degree. We can normalize to first normal form or second or to third. So we can normalize the database to any desired degree. So this degree means it is the highest normal form condition that that particular table or the particular relation schema satisfies. Okay. EF code proposed three normal forms initially, which he called as first, second, and third normal form. And a stronger definition of third normal form, also called as Boy's code normal form, BCNF, was later proposed by Boyce and Code. All these normal forms, first, second, third, and BCNF, was based on the concept on functional dependency. Then the fourth normal form and fifth normal form are based on multi-value dependencies and joint dependencies respectively. So now let us discuss about the first normal form, also called as 1NF. The first normal form states that the domain of an attribute must include only atomic values. Atomic means it should include only simple, indivisible values, and that the value of any attribute in a tuple must be a single value from the domain of that attribute. That is, it disallows multivalid attributes or composite attributes and their combinations. It should include only simple, atomic, indivisible values. That is, the first normal form is a relation in which each cell should contain one and only one value. Okay, so it should not contain a composite values. It should not contain a multi-valued attributes. Okay, so the domain of an attribute should include only atomic values. Okay, so then we can say that that particular table will be in the first normal form. Now let's look at an example. Here we are having a table called as client rental relation. So this table consists of client details as well as the property rental details. But this table is an unnormalized table. This table consists of one or more repeating groups. For example, in the property number, the PG4 and PG16 both belongs to the same client CR76. So this table consists of one or more repeating groups, and so this table can be called as unnormalized table. Okay. So as we just said, an unnormalized table is a table with one or more repeating groups. So to normalize this to first normal form, we have to remove the repeating groups. Okay. So for a table to be in first normal form, it should contain only simple indivisible attribute values. It should contain only atomic values for each domain attribute. So we have to remove the repeating groups from the unnormalized table. Okay, fine. Now, how we are going to remove these repeating groups? We are having two approaches for that. We can remove the repeating groups by entering the appropriate data in the empty columns of rows containing the repeating data. In this case, the data will be repeated. Okay, written in data will be occurred. Okay, and in the second approach, we can remove the repeating group by placing the repeating data along with a copy of the original key attribute in a separate relation, and the primary key for the new relation is identified. That means we can decompose the relation into two for avoiding these repeating groups. Okay. So using the first approach, we are removing the repeating group by entering the appropriate client data into each row. For example, the property number PG4 and PG16 both belongs to CR76, right? So the details will be entered for each property number. PG4 will be assigned with the client details CR76 with the client name John K. Similarly, PG16 also assigned with the client details. So here we can remove the repeating groups by entering the appropriate client data into each row. Using the second approach, we can remove the repeating group by placing the repeating data along with the copy of the original attribute in a separate relation. That is, here we are decomposing the relations into two. We are decomposing the original client rental relation into client as well as property rental owner relation. The client relation will be having the client details, client number followed by the client name. Client number is the primary key there. Property rental owner table consists of client number, property details. And the client number and the property number together forms the primary key of the property rental owner table. Okay, so we are removing the repeating groups by the process of decomposition. Okay. Let us look at another example. Here we are having a department location relation, department number, department name, D location. Whether the relation is in first normal form? No, this relation is not in the first normal form. Why? Because the domain of the D location consists of a set of values. That is, it is a non-atomic attribute. And so the D location is not functionally dependent on the primary key D number. D number is not having a single value associated to the D location. This D location consists of a set of values. Chennai, Madurai, Pune. It consists of three values instead of having a single value. It consists of multiple values. So this relation is not in first normal form. Okay. So how to normalize that table into first normal form? We have to avoid that repeating groups. We have to avoid that repeating groups by decomposing this relation into two relations. Okay, so we can have three methods for that. We can remove the attribute D location that violates the first normal form and place it in a separate table along with the primary key. The primary key is D number. So we can have two relations. The attribute D location is removed and it is placed in a separate relation along with the primary key. So we are having two tables, the D number and the D location, then the D number and the D name. Okay. So the primary key of the new relation is a combination of D number comma D location. Okay. This is one of the method for removing the repeating groups. Another method, we can expand the key so that there will be a separate tuple in the original relation for each location of a department. So we are going to have separate rows for representing each values. So for the department number RE, we'll be having the location as Chennai, Madurai, Pune, right? So we are going to represent that each location in separate tuples. So the first three represents the uh, department location of the department number RE. Okay, so the primary key becomes a combination of D number comma D location. So can you find out any disadvantage here? Yeah, of course, this solution has the disadvantage of having redundancy in the relation. The data is simply repeated. Research, administration, data collection. So that values are simply repeated. So it introduces redundancy in the relation. So this is one of the method for. Now look at the table. The table is in the first normal form. Here we are having only the atomic values. So the table is in the first normal form, but it still consists of some redundant data. Okay. And the third method is, if you are knowing the maximum number of values possible for that attribute, then split that attribute into that much atomic attributes. For example, if you are knowing that 3 locations can exist for a department, replace that delocation attribute by 3 atomic attributes like location 1, location 2, location 3. That means if you are knowing that maximum values in advance, we can split it into different attributes. Okay, so can you see any disadvantage in this method? Yeah, of course, here we are introducing the null values if the departments will be having fewer than this 3 locations. Some of the department will be having only one location. So the other locations will be filled with null values. So we have to introduce null values if the number of department is for the tuples with the number of departments having fewer than 3 locations. Okay, this is the third method. So the first normal form states that every domain attribute should consist of only atomic values. It should not contain any repeating groups. Okay, fine. Now let's discuss about the second normal form. A second normal form is a relation that is in first normal form and every non-prime attribute is fully functionally dependent on the primary key. Okay, so we have to have two conditions to be satisfied. The first condition is the relation should be in the first normal form. The second condition is every non-prime attribute is fully functionally dependent on the primary key. Okay, any attribute that is at least a part of a key is known as a prime attribute, also called as key attribute. So non-prime attributes are non-key attributes. Okay, they should be fully functionally dependent on the primary key. So what do you mean by this fully functionally dependent? So if the functional dependency X implies Y is said to be fully functional dependent, then, if removal of any attribute A from X happens, then the dependency does not hold anymore. That means if you are removing any attribute from the determinant side, then the dependency should not hold. That is, for example, we are having the SSN comma P number implies hours. That's an FD. Okay, so if you are removing any one attribute from the X, that is SSN implies hours, that should not hold. P number implies hours, that one also should not exist. Okay, so if you are removing any attribute from the determinant, then it does not functionally determine the right hand side. Okay, then such type of dependency can be called as fully functionally dependent. Then what do you mean by this partial dependency? A functional dependency X implies Y is said to be partial dependency if some attribute A belongs to X can be removed from X and the dependency still holds. That is, for some A belongs to X, comma X minus A implies Y. It is functionally dependent on Y. We can say that the dependency still hold if one of the attribute from the determinant is removed. For example, SSN comma P number implies E name. It is a partially dependence because this SSN implies E name holds. Okay, so such FD already existing. So that means if you are removing that P number, we'll be hitting another FD, right? So it is called as partial dependency. Okay, the normalization of one normal relations into two normal form relations involves the removal of partial dependencies. Okay, so if you are having this partial dependency in that relation, we have to remove it. If a partial dependency exists, we remove the functionally dependent attributes from the relation by placing them in a new relation along with the copy of their determinant. So we have to remove the partial dependencies to have the table in the second normal form. Now let's discuss about some examples. Employee project relation. An employee can work in any number of projects on a given time, and we are expected to keep track of the number of hours he has worked in a project on a particular day. The constraint here is an employee can work on a particular project only once on a particular day. So at a day, only once this particular project can be assigned to the employee. So we are having a relation employee project. Employee number, employee name, design, P number, P name, date, in time, out time, hours. So my question is whether the above relation is in second normal form. Yeah, it is not in the second normal form. Can you tell me why? What is the reason? So what is the condition of being the table in second normal form? We have to remove the partial dependency. Okay. So the employee project relation is not in the second normal form. Why? For a relation to be in second normal form, the condition is it should be in the first normal form. Then the second condition is every non-prime attribute must be fully functionally dependent on the key of the relation. Okay. In the above relation, the primary key is E number, comma, P number, comma, date. Okay. So if from this list from the key attribute, if you are removing any one attribute, then the functional dependency should not hold. FD1, in the FD1 we are having the determinant as E number, P number, date implies in time, out time, hours. Okay, fine, that FD1 is fine. Then in the FD2 we are taking only one attribute from the key. Okay, E number implies E name comma designation. P number implies P name. So it is clear from the above functional dependencies that there are non-prime attributes that are partially functionally dependent on the key of the relation. So if one of them is removed also, the FD still exists. Such type of dependency can be called as partial functional dependency, right? So it is clear from this FDs that there are non-prime attributes that are partially functionally dependent. So we can say that the table is not in the 2NF. So what we have to do to convert this one to the 2NF? Of course, we have to remove this partial dependency. So how to normalize? To avoid this partial dependency, we have to decompose the relation. We have to create new relation. So for each partial key which with its dependent attribute, and we have to create new relation with the original key and any attributes that are fully functionally dependent on it. Okay, so now the employee project table will be decomposed into three based on the FDs: E number, E name, designation, that is the relation 1, E number, P number, date, in time, out time, hours, that is the relation 2, and the third relation is P number comma P name. Now we can see that the primary key of the relation 1 is E number. Okay, it is fully functional dependent on the non-key attributes. E number implies E name comma designation, that is fine. So it is fully functionally dependent. Similarly, E2, E number, P number, date together determines the unique value for in time, out time, hours. Okay, so that functional dependency is also existing. Similarly, the R3 is also fully functionally dependent. So we avoid this partial dependencies by decomposing the relations into new relations, smaller relations. Now let's consider our client render relation. We already converted the client render relation into first normal form. Now this table will be having only atomic values, right? So this is already in the first normal form. Now we want to check whether it is in the second normal form also. So for that, first let us list out all the FDs associated with this table. We are having 6 FDs associated with this table. Among these FDs, FD2 and 3 will be having partial dependency. So the relation to be in second normal form, we have to remove the partial dependency if there occurs any, right? So the functional dependencies 2 and 3 holds the partial dependencies. We have to remove these partial dependencies. For that we can perform this decomposition process. So we are decomposing the client rental relation into three, namely client, rental and property owner. Okay, so the client will be having the attributes as client number comma client name. Then the rental will be have that table will be having the properties client number comma property number comma rent start and finish. Then the property owner will be having the details property number, address, rent, owner number, owner name. Okay, so we are removing the partial dependencies and now we are having three relations. Okay, so all the partial dependencies from the relations are removed. Now all, we are having all the tables are in the second normal form. Okay, that's about the second normal form. So the table to be in second normal form, we have to satisfy two conditions. The first condition is it should be in the first normal form, and the second condition is each non-prime attribute should be fully functionally dependent on the primary key of the relation. Okay.